Sister-in-law gave my son a DNA test kit for Christmas to prove he wasn't my husband's, but when her own son took one too, we found out her kids weren't her husband's. I used to believe our home was a small sanctuary, in a world that often moved too fast. James and I built a life that felt steady, a rhythm of early mornings, shared dinners, and soft laughter drifting from Nathan's room as he played. Our son carried a light that filled every quiet corner of our days. Watching him grow made me feel that whatever storms existed outside, we would stay untouched. I held on to that feeling tightly, even as I sensed how easily it could crack under certain pressures. Sarah was under that pressure, the kind that presses against glass until you hear the first faint sound of strain. From the moment I joined James's family, she made it clear that she didn't see me as an addition, but an intrusion. Her smile never reached her eyes. They observed, judged, and calculated. She carried herself like someone who believed she occupied the highest chair at the table, and that everyone else should remain beneath it. Todd seemed used to her dominance, nodding along to everything she said without ever challenging her. I never understood why she disliked me so strongly, yet her disdain was unmistakable. The memory of her wedding still sits heavily with me. She chose cream dresses for her bridesmaids, then accused me of trying to overshadow her on her day. It didn't matter that she picked the color, or that I followed every instruction without question. She threw the accusation like a stone meant to bruise. James tried to brush it off, but I saw the way guests glanced between us afterward, wondering if her panic had truth behind it. Every interaction with her after that felt like walking around a thin layer of ice, aware that she wanted it to break beneath me. Over time, Sarah's comments picked at me. She spoke with an airy tone that disguised the intention behind her words, the way someone hides a needle inside soft fabric. When Nathan was born, her fixation settled into place. At first, she compared him to her son Tommy, always finding a way to make Tommy sound superior. Then she shifted into subtle doubts. She would tilt her head at Nathan during family dinners and murmur to anyone nearby that his features were unusual. The one that stayed with me the longest was when she whispered that James and Nathan looked nothing alike. I kept my responses polite, always steady, always measured. I refused to let her pull me into her games. Still, every comment made something in me stiffen. It wasn't fear of James doubting me, it was the frustration of knowing exactly what Sarah wanted, and pretending not to see it. She thrived on the idea that she held more control over this family than anyone else. Challenging her only made her sharper. The tension grew louder the day of the barbecue at James's parents' house. It was a warm afternoon, filled with the sound of kids running in the yard and the smell of grilled food. I tried to enjoy it, but Sarah's presence always carved out a space of discomfort around her. As I walked toward the back deck, I noticed her standing close to Lena, whispering in that quiet, calculated tone. Her posture was relaxed, almost graceful, but her eyes flicked toward me with the familiar hint of satisfaction. Lena's reaction told me everything. She jumped slightly, her face paling as she noticed me approaching. Her smile wavered, unsure, the way someone reacts after hearing something they were never meant to repeat aloud. Sarah's expression hardly shifted when she saw me. She held my gaze for a moment, then turned away as if the conversation had already been concluded, leaving me with a cold feeling settling in my chest. I tried to focus on Nathan playing with Tommy in the yard, their laughter rising and falling like waves. Children don't sense this kind of darkness, the silent games adults play behind their backs. Watching him brought me back to calmer ground, yet the unease persisted. Sarah didn't act alone. She never did. For her to whisper so freely meant she had built an audience, one willing to listen even if they didn't fully believe. Later that night, after most guests had drifted home, Sarah approached James and me as if nothing unusual had happened. She commented on Nathan's eye color with a casual voice that carried the weight of something far more pointed. She mentioned green eyes, how rare they were in James's family, how